It gets a little lonely in the studio sometimes, you know?
It does.
Starting on Thursday, you know, Alton High School and the district as a whole has some of the best performing artists in the community. I really mean that. And it starts when I was at Alton High and got to go see some of these great performances. And this Thursday, another great performance. Ann Davis and Marvin Short in the studio now. Ann, how are we today?
We're doing great. We are pumped. We are ready. I think we're going to have all of our cast back. We've had some illness, and
Oh.
yes, but I think everybody is on target today. So be good.
So take us through the performance that's coming up on Thursday. It's Joseph, and I always mess up the last part of this.
The Amazing Technicolor Dream Coat.
I see. I always miss dream. I only say coat. See, this is why when you don't know, we ask questions.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So take me through what this performance is going to be all about.
Well, it's a great show because it's all music. There's no dialogue. There's no scenes per se. It goes from song to song to song to song. And the kids are just doing a fabulous job with their choreography, and their vocals are amazing. But the story itself is based on the story of Jacob and his 12 sons in the book of Genesis. And Joseph is his favorite son. And so the other brothers are not too thrilled with Joseph. So through a lot of twists and turns, there's some bad things happen to Joseph. But through the story, God turns it around for the good. And I love that part of it.
Absolutely.
I love that part of it.
And you know, as someone who's directing this, is behind this, how is it? The prep for this is a little bit different for obviously no dialogue. It's all music and all choreography. How do you prepare for this? This takes some time, huh?
Yes, it does. And this, you work from the score. There's no script like a normal show. You would
Okay.
have a script, and it would kind of give you ideas of what to do, when to bring people on and off, and things like that. There's nothing. It comes totally from my imagination and the rest of the directors that I work with.
Oh, that is awesome. So this is really just your guys' creative, idea coming to life.
Yes. And of course we borrow ideas from here and there and other shows, but every show, every production of Joseph turns out to be its own animal.
That's amazing. And now take us through when the performances are. Can the public attend these? Because I know that you probably get that question asked quite a bit.
Absolutely. The performances are Thursday, Friday, Saturday this weekend at 7 at the Alton High School Auditorium. And tickets can be purchased ahead of time on showtix4u.com.
And I'll get that link, and we'll link it in
Yeah.
the article and in the on-demand interview, so that way if anyone wants to click on them, take you right to it, and you guys are watching Joseph this weekend.
That'd be perfect. We will sell tickets at the door as well.
Well, and so, Ann, this is your 8th year, directing. But how is it stepping into a role? Because Alton School District has been very highly profiled for their performances, for their art, their performing arts in general. You're stepping into some big shoes. How has it been?
It's been good. I've loved it. And people say, "Why are you still doing this?" And I'm like, "Because I love it."
That's great. And Marvin, take me through this. So who are you playing in the performance this weekend?
I am playing Judah, one of Joseph's brothers.
Awesome. And now how do you prepare for a role like this without any dialogue? You're going off of, Ann's, basically imagination with some others. How do you prepare for that?
You mean, for my character, you really have to prepare with the song, with all the lyrics in the song. Because if you don't, we don't like Joseph because he's the favorite.
Right.
So, and if we don't, if the lyrics don't, tell us that, and the narrators are narrating the story, and they say, we don't like Joseph. And so we always have to get that mean mindset and just always have to be grr and angry all the time. So,
Right. Well, and especially to me, that would be challenging because you're singing, you're dancing, but now you have to be angry while you're doing it. It's like an oxymoron almost, What was the most difficult part to prepare for this role?
The most difficult part to prepare for this role would probably having to be just having everybody actually get in that mindset.
Yeah.
Because of course you can sing the songs, of course you could dance the songs, but if you can't act with that, can't show the emotion through that, then it's just there.
Yeah.
And it's not really,
Right. Well, and to work with an organization like the theater program with Alton that we just talked about has some really had some great names come through and really put on some great performances. What's that mean for you as a a student in the district? Not only as a student, but now you're part of the legacy of the theater program.
I mean, it feels great. Previous years, like the shows have been phenomenal. The people that's been coming through are phenomenal, and it's like nice to be like up like with that reputation of having like an amazing show and everything. So it feels good that we are known for our amazing shows and musicals, and it feels nice to be up there in everything.
So how many performances have you done for the program in the past? Is this the first?
I have done 2 musicals and 5 other plays.
Wow! So we got some experience under our belt, huh? And out of all the performances you've done, how is this one different than the others you prepared for?
This one is this one's really different because, like Miss Davis said, it's just songs. There's no dialogue or anything, and it's hard actually processing that because one song leads right to another, and there's like basically sometimes no breaks or anything, so you're always on stage and you just got to be ready to go. So.
Wow. Well, and see, that to me would be nerve-wracking because, especially too, because I'm such a reactionary person. If I'm in the, on the stage and I see somebody I like in the crowd, I might smile when I'm supposed to be, and then I get the look. See, that's why I couldn't do that. I couldn't do what Marvin's doing, and I mean that. Now, was performing something you've always wanted to do?
Yes. I've always been a performer, so to say, since I was an itty-bitty kid, and it started off just with, elementary school choir or just singing in front of my parents or anything like that. But no, I always knew that it would be something I would take farther, and I love doing it. It's amazing.
And now, is that what you're looking to do outside of high school?
Yes.
Really cool. And now I got to ask you, for me, because I do pro wrestling. I know I'm a heel. I get beat all the time, 120 pounds whenever there's weights on me. But to me, there's nothing more nerve-wracking than being in front of your peers performing. So is that the same way with you, or is it no sweat off your back?
I feel like for me it's no sweat at all because
Nice.
I mean, since I'm really enjoying what I'm doing and my peers are enjoying what they're doing because they're also in the show. I mean, we just feed off each other, and it's always just a great time with them.
The great thing about theater in my mind is it's not competitive. So when you're wrestling, you're competing and you got to win, got to win, got to win. For us, it's a team. It is totally a team, totally an ensemble deal, and you live or die by the rest of your troupe.
Absolutely. And Marvin, what's it like to work, underneath, Ann's, leadership in this?
It's great. She's an amazing director, and she teaches us things that, like other directors wouldn't teach us. She always makes sure that our A game is up there. She always makes sure that we are on task, we know what we're doing, and I mean, it's great because she's a good role model for us. So, I mean, it's amazing to be under great fellowship.
He's nicely saying that I'm a taskmaster.
And we're going to get to meet a couple of the other performers here in a few short minutes here. But, Marvin, what's your message to the folks that, maybe you're interested in what had come out about the play or about the performance, but most importantly about your guys' department as a whole?
As our department, everything as a whole, just come outside your comfort zone and try new things because you'll never know if you love them or not. So.
Yeah, right. That's a great point. And then, Ann, what are your thoughts about some of the performers? We just got to meet Marvin a little bit, but from the entire ensemble here, what's your thoughts heading into Thursday?
Well, we have an amazing ensemble. Our 3 narrators just do an amazing job. They're telling the story, so they don't really get to be in the story, but they're seeing most of the show, and so they've done a great job of building their characters as narrators. They're wonderful. We actually have 3 seniors who have never been in a show at Alton High before.
Wow.
And they came out, which I was thrilled to have, kids who've not been part of the department before. And I was worried a little bit that we wouldn't find enough of the young men to play the parts because I needed 12 brothers plus Jacob and on and on. But they came out and they've been fabulous to work with.
That's amazing. I mean, that is really amazing. And to me, I was getting ready to go to break, but you brought up an excellent point. I think the narrator has such an important role because you're setting the tone and you're bringing that mood, that atmosphere, to the venue, to that, moment. And that, I mean, that to me is just so important. And it's great to know there's 3 narrators that are really bringing their A game with performers like Marvin that are going to go out there and just light the house ablaze. And I'm excited for this. And, I really can't thank you guys enough. And we've been talking to Ann Davis, Marvin Short, but that doesn't end our Joseph conversation because we got some more cast to talk to. Guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate you organizing this, Ann. And the more we can support the theater program and all that you guys do in the performing arts in the district, we're all here for it.
Thank you. We appreciate it so much.
Absolutely. At 10:12 on this 26th day of April, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back with more of the cast of Joseph right after this in downtown Alton.
It's not unusual to be sad with anyone.
I almost missed another commercial break. I've been doing that all week long. We have it set up to where whenever the break's done, it keeps going. So if I mess up, we're just going to keep rolling and rolling until 11 o'clock. We got Matt Taylor, Kyle Neese in studio, more performers of the upcoming performance at Alton High School with Joseph. And guys, how are we doing today?
We're good. How are you?
Oh, I'm hanging in there. My sinuses are kicking my butt. I'm getting ready to start funneling these C4s, just to get through 11.
That's what I was saying. We were talking about that. I saw that on your desk, and I was like, he's gonna have to go through multiple of those today. It's certainly a day.
This is great. So, how long have you guys been in the program with Alton? In the program for the Thespian Club and the performances?
I've been a part of Thespian Troupe 126 since my sophomore year.
Cool.
But I've been in musicals all 4 years of high school.
Wow. And Matt, what about you?
I just transferred here last year. So
Really? Where'd you transfer from?
I went to Beverly West.
Cool. Now, did you perform there? So this is a first.
I mean, I used to do like plays and musical things way back when I was in middle school down there, but like this is like when I'm transferred up here was my first like high school theater thing.
I got to ask you, what made you make the jump back into performing?
I don't know. It just like it was something that I used to do and loved to do when I was a kid, and I was like, why did I stop doing this?
That's a good question. And so I guess after answering that one, you find yourself back here on the stage at Alton High, huh?
Yeah.
That's great. And Kyle, with that being said, what makes Joseph different than the other performances you've been a part of with Alton?
Well, generally a lot of the stuff that I've been in, I've been in only 2 musicals in my time here, as I was in only plays my freshman and sophomore year.
Right.
But my junior year, something like Addams Family, Joseph is very different because it's all music. There's no real stops for dialogue. It's just go, 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 go. Like, go, 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 Joseph. I realized it when I said it. But it's corny. I realized it. But yeah, it's just nonstop the entire time. There's no real pauses, and you always have to be on the move. It's very high energy, and I don't want to say there's no real room for error, but like generally, like I said, it keeps moving, so you just have to be on time for everything. You have to be there. So
Right. Well, I was just talking to, Ann and Marvin, and I said, I don't know if I'd be able to do this because I'm such a reactionary person. I would start, smiling if I saw someone I know while the music's going on and ruin the entire scene, And
it takes a practice.
Now, what was the most difficult part, Matt? I'll start with you for preparing for a role like this.
Oh man. My natural personality is kind of like upbeat, so like being feral was pretty cool, but like changing it from, because I did Addams Family when I came up here last year, so changing it from that being like a preppy boy and trying to find himself into a person that already knows himself and is very like arrogant, I guess you would say, it's a huge change for real.
Absolutely. Now, I got to ask you this because I'm in pro wrestling, and there's always and I'm sure you guys know this too. Don't become the character. Don't become the gimmick. You got to turn it off. Is there a way that you guys kind of wind down after you're rehearsing, after you're in the zone, and you have to become, Matt and Kyle again?
I'd probably say I generally try and like once I take off the costume and stuff like that and like drink some water and stuff, I generally feel very out of character because our characters aren't even really generally close to who we are, so it's very easy to come down off of that. So
I think it helps that since we're brothers
And like as a brother, you don't have to really put on a facade for real. You really just like you're yourself, but you're also a character as a brother. But like when you play like one of those bigger roles as a supporting lead, you actually have to put on a full character.
Yep.
And that's where it differentiates and gives us that time to be back in ourselves.
That's a great point. And I almost called you Kevin because I went to school with your brother.
It happens literally every single time.
Well, and
The
to
amount
me,
of times that Miss Davis has called me Kevin.
well, and that's what I was going to bring up, Kyle, is the fact that your family, I mean, you know, we talk about sports families, but you guys have always been performing since I've been in, you know, when I was in school, you know, your brother and so many. What's it mean for you to, you know, carry on the torch that was, you know, laid before you?
Well, obviously, my family and stuff like that, my brother and sister still do shows
Yep.
and like operas and stuff like that up at their college. But it was kind of nerve-wracking, especially considering that I would be without my siblings being in high school, because I only had 1 year with my sister my freshman year, and I wasn't part of that musical. So it was very tough, and I don't like the feeling of living up to their expectations, especially with them having so many lead roles and so many different things. But I realized that I didn't necessarily need to live up to that.
Yeah.
I'm my own person. I'm different from my mom or my dad, my brother, my sister, and they will support me in the characters that I play and stuff like that. So it's just really nice. It's a really good opportunity.
That's awesome. And I was going to ask you that because, I mean, it's so cool to see, you know, just generations coming through and adding to the repertoire of this. And you know, Matt, I got to ask you, you know, what is your, what are you looking at more, you know, at this performance? What's the highlight for you? Is there a certain point in the performance you're like, oh, man, I'm ready for this scene?
So at one of the points when I first come out, it's when I turn around and I introduce myself to Joseph. And I think that's probably the biggest highlight because, like, yeah, for sure.
Right on. And so, what is your guys' goals? Matt, I'll start with you. After high school, are you looking at a career, you know, maybe in the performing arts or some studies in that?
Yeah, I'm supposedly getting my bachelor's in acting.
Right
so that's
on.
what I'm going for school for.
Have you narrowed down the landing spot yet? That's a tease in radio. I mean, stay tuned. And Kyle, what are your thoughts? Are you going to take this to the next chapter too?
I am going into college for computer science.
Oh, wow.
But I will be doing a choir program up at my my university. So I'm still going to try and be a part of like theater programs and music programs in general as I go into college. So.
And what are your guys' thoughts? I'll leave it up to both of you for ahead of these performances Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. What's your kind of takeaway of Joseph? What's your call to action? What's your sales pitch to let the folks know to come out and watch a hell of a performance?
Oh, man.
We'll just stare at each other like,
That was the pitch. I think we're
so
good.
you're gonna
I got it. If you're looking for a fun twist on an old-fashioned Bible story and you want to see a lot of diversity and a lot of vibrant colors, I think Joseph would be a very, very great thing to go see. It's very different from any other play and or musical that you might have, especially from last year.
Do you want to write my commercials? Because that was perfect. I mean, that was good. That was better than what I do. Kyle, what are your thoughts?
It's very high energy. He basically covered all bases, but it's a very, like I've said it multiple times, very fun experience.
Yeah.
So it'll definitely be worth it to go and check it out.
And then one final thing, you know, you've gotten to, you know, work with some great, you know, I guess fellow cast members. But what's it like to work with Miss Davis too? You know, with this performance and learn underneath, you know, the learning tree of that.
Her experience and how far she's been in like the acting and like directing and stuff like that is a very cool take to see for somebody that's so experienced in the area.
That swig was for you, Kyle. I saw you looking at the suit.
I just saw you going for it. I'm like,
Kyle, what are your thoughts on that same question?
I've known Miss Davis for so long, so watching my brother and sister work under her and being finally in that position that they were in is it felt very surreal. But with her experience and everything, I've learned a lot about acting.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. Well, you guys can check out Matt and Kyle and Marvin and Ann and the whole cast and crew of Joseph this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I'm excited for it, guys. The best of luck. Go out there and, like I said, I guess just light the stage ablaze and enjoy the performance and bring home yet another great great musical from Alton School District.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Awesome. 10:23 on this 26th day of April. It's a Wednesday in downtown Alton. We'll come back. We'll talk to Shane Williams, Alton Symphony Orchestra, after this.